The topic I have chose this week regarding rethinking education is looping. According to an article written by Little and Little, looping is a multi-year teaching assignment. A looping teacher stays with the same group of children more than one grade. This practice has also been called persistence learning, persisting groups, family-style teaching, multi-year placement, multi-year assignment, and or teacher rotation. Looping is designed to meet individual needs of students and improve student learning. It promotes pride and belonging, celebration of individual strengths and differences, and appreciation for building strong ties between students and teachers. It is also proven that students are less likely to display violent behaviors in the school setting when looping is taking place. They're around the same people every day. In my opinion, I think looping is a great thing to incorporate in schools. Like I mentioned earlier, students feel more comfortable in your classroom, they ask more questions, they just have a sense of belonging in your classroom whenever looping is taking place. Teachers can build better relationships with the kids and just get to know them a little bit better, and their parents also. I also believe that it saves teachers a ton of time at the beginning of the year. They don't have to go through all of the routines and procedures like they would normally with a brand new class coming in. They would probably have to just quickly review it for a couple days, but then they'd be good to go for the rest of the year. If you have brand new kids, you probably spend 2 to 3 weeks just making sure they know the routines and your expectations. When looping is there, you won't have that. According to an article called Rethinking, Reshaping Education in this week's reading assignment, Heidi Jacobs believes that looping should take place in the elementary school. She believes that this is the most vital time that students would do good with looping, and teachers as well. They can form relationships and really build a good foundation for a child's education. Some argue that looping is similar to an earlier form of education, similar to that of a one-room schoolhouse. A century ago, one teacher stayed with a group of children from the time they entered the school until the time they left. Many believe that looping goes back to that same process of thinking in that type of education. One way to overcome that type of thinking of a one-room schoolhouse, and maybe teachers who aren't very keen on the idea, is to just provide professional development for them. What does it look like? What are the benefits of it? Just expressing those to teachers, I think, could really help some of them develop that type of thinking process. I think it would make a lot of teachers nervous, but I think in the long run, they would really see the benefits of this. When I say professional development, one thing that a school could do for teachers who want to try looping, or if they're moving towards that, would be just to visit other schools. Go in, see what other teachers are doing, talk to them, meet with them, get ideas. How can they start this? What did they do to get this set up? How was it teaching 2 different grade levels? Just having those conversations and talking to each other is one way to really help a teacher feel more comfortable with the looping process. As always, money is always an issue with schools and lack thereof. I know I mentioned professional development, going out and visiting other schools. If a school doesn't necessarily have money for teachers to do that, maybe you could possibly hold a Google Hangouts conversation. There's ways to communicate with schools who are utilizing looping. So if there isn't money, there are still ways around that. Google Hangouts, FaceTime phone calls, email correspondence, etc. In conclusion, I am pro looping classrooms. I think the benefits totally outweigh the drawbacks of looping. I think just making teachers see the benefits and hear about the benefits of looping could really do benefits for the schools as well as help the kids. I mean, it's what's best for kids that really matters. And I think looping is a great way for teachers to go in education.